Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Thank you, Mataji. Very nice. Hare Krishna. Can you see my screen?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah. Where is Manohar Prabhu? He is not coming. Last class he also not came. Dandat Prabhu. How is Manohar Prabhu? Where he is?
Yeah, he's doing great, Prabhuji. So I think I met him a couple of days ago. Only thing is that he doesn't have his phone, so that is one thing. I think that is the yeah, he lost a WhatsApp connection and everything, I think.
Where he is? He is in India?
No, he's here.
Oh,
He's in US only.
okay. Hare Krishna. So we are studying Nectar of Instruction. We finished 2 verses which teaches us what are the items we have to avoid, yama and niyama, right? And then we are getting into the niyama part where we have to also not rejection, right? Anukulasya sankalpa partikulasya vivarjanam. Whatever is favorable in Krishna consciousness, one has to accept it, adopt it. And whatever is pratikul, one has to reject it. So now we are going through the series of verses that will teach us what are the things we need to adopt. Wow. And we went through this verse, Utsahan Nishyat Dhairyat Tat Tat Karma Pravartanat Sangatyagat Sato Vritehe Sadvir Bhakti Prasiddhati. Utsah is needed, enthusiasm is needed in the bhakti. Confidence is needed. And then patience is needed. We'll see, Prabhupada's commentary on these items later. And then Tattat Karma Pravartanat. So with full enthusiasm, with complete confidence, with due patience, one has to engage in the process of bhakti. So engagement has to be there. And then Shanga Tagat. One should try to abandon bad association. Okay. And not only one should try to abandon the bad association, but also try to get into the association of exalted devotees. So if we do these 6, Sadbihir, Vir means these 6 items, Sadvir, Bhakti, not Vinashati, but Prasiddhati. One will be very successful on the process of Bhakti. So very powerfully, extremely powerful discussion we had last Saturday, and I want to just quickly go through it. When Prabhupada started writing the purport for this verse, first Prabhupada defines bhakti. What is bhakti? So do you remember what was the main point of learning from last class? What is bhakti? Bhakti is a
practical kind of activity,
practical
not a
activity,
show off, not a kind of
not sentiment and not the speculation. Bhakti is basically action, acting.
one question, Prabhu. Can I ask?
Yes.
So bhakti is not even I mean, talking. So sometimes we preach.
No,
That,
that's action. That's action. That's action. Preaching about Krishna, that type of action. That's good. You are getting to the next segment. So, Satyanarayan Prabhu, before I answer, I would like to let you complete. Sorry. You were saying something and then I started answering. So you said talking. What was the next?
so sometimes we talk, do this, do that, but I do not do myself. Uh, but
But
other,
ask others to do.
yes, yes.
Yeah.
So that's one. And then we do some preaching. So, I mean, talking has two parts in it. One is just, uh, yeah, delegating some of the stuffs. And then other part is the preaching about the Lord Krishna and his pastime. Yeah.
So do you have a question or you made the statement?
So the first part I'm talking about, Prabhu, that is also bhakti or not? My question was,
Where we just talk but we don't follow?
right.
Uh, Prabhu, it depends on one's endeavor. It depends on one intent. So this is a very technical thing that you ask, or very uh, subtle question that you ask, that we tell big thing but we don't follow. Is it a bhakti or not? That's you are asking, right?
Yeah.
Right? Right. So when we are preaching, we have to preach. When we are talking, we have to talk. And when we are acting, we have to act. Okay? It's good that we preach by example. That's always best. The best way of preaching is preaching by example. One's behavior, one's character, one's mode of interaction, one's dealing with surrounding is purely based on Krishna conscious. And then one's preaching like that. That's ideal. So ideal is that we walk the talk. But if one is short, but the intent is right, and then we have to talk about the value system versus one swabhav. There is one slide that I normally share, which we'll share later. There is a value system and there is swabhav. So value system is system that you believe in. I should be humble. I should have respect for all living being. I should not talk bad about devotee. I should not do prajalpa, gopi bharta padakamla yor das das anudasa, all of that great thing. Those are the milestone. And then swabhav is where you are. So there could be some gap, but our teaching says as long as one has made honest endeavor to work as per the value system, and even if there is some fault, that is not considered fault. Rather, due course of time, that fault will go away. So Swabhava might be, little lower. We might have anger, we might have envy, we might have jealousy, we might have lust and all of that. But the goal is to not have those. But as long as we are making right endeavor, it's acceptable. So, so two things very important. Ideal to have walk the talk, preach by example, but even the person that you are talking to will find that there is some gap, but that person is trying the best then you should not criticize. And you should not underestimate the teaching. That's very important. The teaching that is presented is not the teaching of that person. I'm talking right. I'm teaching nectar of instruction. Is it my teaching? The slide that I'm showing you, is it my slide, Prabhu? Say yes or no.
No, Prabhuji. I mean, definitely.
Yes, definitely it's Prabhupada's purport, right? So Prabhupada, so I'm serving here as a postman. Okay, so you should, for sure, if my character is very good and you are very impressed with my character, you will be very easily, taking the teaching that is coming from me. But you might say that Ramacharya, he has this fault, that fault, whatever fault you think. Still, the teaching is same. Prabhupada said that I'm the postmaster, so I'm just delivering whatever is in the box. Okay, so you should still preach. You should not think that I'm qualified or not qualified, my acharan is there or not there. No. As long as endeavor is done with right intent, it's good. It's good for you and it's good for others. And as a listener, as a student, if you are really thinking for your welfare, then you should just go with the message, go with the teaching that is imparted, knowing, but this is a little bit matured, you would not see that in the very beginning stage. But again, this is the right answer that
Elder
a mature devotee would know that this person is also, or a matured person would know that teaching is what important for me, which is coming from a disciplic succession. Okay, so still you should do service, continue your service, but try to align with the teaching. That's second thing. The third very important thing is that we should not judge. वैष्णव क्रिया मुद्रा बुझे न बुझाए.
already do the KT. Yes.
You cannot, or we cannot understand the advancement of a devotee, Prabhu. We should not try to, understand somebody's advancement based upon the advancement that we have made. Are you following me, Prabhu? Somebody might appear very ordinary, their behavior is very ordinary, and great devotee, great personality, they are like that. Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami, they were like, just copines and very ordinary person walking on the street, nobody would know. So you have to also understand that part. Somebody's advancement is basically how is their relationship with Krishna and how that person is connected with Krishna, which very easily a person who is not very Krishna conscious, not very advanced in Krishna consciousness, cannot understand. Okay, so then the answer boils down to everything is due humility and due respect. And we are not here to talk about anybody else, but their teaching, their message, their learning. Get it? And you cultivate the good mood. You cultivate the good mood, you become a good devotee, you become a good example. Krishna will help you. Krishna will help you. So yes, you have to sometimes preach way higher than you are. And that preaching is also preaching to yourself. Does it answer your question, Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you. Yes, it helped.
And then second part, what was the second part?
I think you answered both,
Okay.
intent and preaching both. Yeah.
Yes.
So
So Prabhupada first defines what is bhakti. And bhakti, he says, it's not sentiment, it's not a speculation, it's practical activity. Okay, so devotional service, right? Devotional service. Prabhupada translated here. This is coming from Rupa Goswami. And then after bhakti, he sets up the goal. What is the goal of the bhakti? So Uttam Bhakti. We'll read that in Nectar of Devotion. And then he gives the process of bhakti, how to do that bhakti. And then right after that, he tells bhakti should be done under the guidance of a spiritual master. So everybody should try to get initiated as soon as possible. Follow the 9 limbs of bhakti, and goal is to become Uttama Bhakti. Okay, and engage in devotional services. It's Prabhupada saying. Okay, if you read the purport, you will see that. So once the bhakti is fully defined, the goal is defined, the process is defined, then he talks about each and every term. Why? Because these 6 items, he says, these 6 activities will assure advancement and success in bhakti. So first we have to know what is that success. Okay, Prabhupada was very, very intelligent, very intelligent. Prabhupada, whatever he has done, directly Krishna was instructing him. Very extremely, intelligent person. His write up and his everything else is so systematic, and the way it is done is awesome. So see, after that definition, then we start talking about what is utsa, what is nisaya, and all of that. So what I would like to do is that this is just the purport that Prabhupada has given, and we are just highlighting few items from there. So I would like one of you to just keep on reading. Okay. So whoever would like to read, please just keep on reading from top to bottom.
Hare
Yeah.
Krishna, Prabhu. We covered these two. You want us to read again, Prabhu?
Did I cover this Utsah Nisadharya? I don't think so.
You cover
Oh,
up
this one I have covered, right?
the 3 you cover. Prabhu.
Yeah, I was. This is fully done, right?
I think Prabhuji Nisyad, up to Nisyad you covered.
Yeah,
Right.
up to, yeah. Dhairya, we need to start, Prabhu.
Yeah. So Utsah and Nisya, I think last week we completed, right? Quickly. Right.
Yes, Prabhu.
So anybody any question on that then? Yeah, I remember we did very quickly. So this is clear? Utsah and Nisya is clear? Sounds like it's very good, right? Okay, so let's start from the area.
Dhairya, patience, or fortitude. Fortitude in the practice of bhakti, even amid obstacles. Patience during the practice stage of bhakti, even when there is a delay in attaining one's desired goal. Firm conviction that the path of bhakti is the sole constitutional path for all jivas. Determination to remain on the path of bhakti without slackening one's execution.
So this is all under patience. Very powerful statement, right? Okay, Mataji, very nice. Please continue.
Steadfastness of devotee. While the jnanis falsely considering themselves liberated, the prema bhaktas who are fully protected by Krishna can fearlessly cross over all obstacles by placing their feet upon the heads of the predominating deities who are empowered to instigate the most severe types of impediments. That is SP 10.2, 32 to 33. Haridasa Thakur said, regardless of my body is cut to pieces and life air exists my body, I will never abandon the chanting of Harinam.
Right. So this is, steadfastness in devotion, in the process of devotion. That is the extreme. It will take time, but I'm sure you all know that Haridas Thakur was beaten up into 21 marketplace, right? And still, people were like beating him, and taking him to one market to another market. All he was doing is Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Ram, Hare Ram, 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 Hare. He has full patience, full, dhairya on the process of bhakti. And what happened? Finally, they're tired. They said that, you are not even dying. We have beaten you so much. But if you don't die, then our king will kill us. Yeah. So Haridas Thakur said, okay, then I'm going to pretend that I'm dead. So that much, this is a limit for sure. That requires a lot of bhakti. Pure devotee can do that. Ordinary person cannot do that. But very good example Prabhupada has cited. Okay, Mataji, please. One should not be impatient.
One should not be impatient in bhaktis, but one should not be impatient in bhaktis, but execute the Guru's instruction with patience, depending on the mercy of the Guru and Krishna for results. Example 1, a newly married girl cannot expect offspring immediately after marriage. Example 2, the Krishna conscious movements were started single-handed with no initial response, but because it was continued with patience, people gradually started participating eagerly.
Wow. So these two examples are given here. The first one, to understand this dharya concept, a newly girl cannot expect offspring immediately, right? Just got married. Oh, I don't have baby. No, the women has to wait at least 9 months for baby to take birth. So you have to have the patience. So in process of bhakti, you should not think, oh, I have not advanced. Each and every day, each and every morning, when I get up and chant name of Krishna, each and every interaction that we have with the devotee, it's all advancement. It's all going one step close, one step close, one step close. Right? And Prabhupada is giving example of himself that this movement was started single-handed. No support, nothing, very uh, weak initial support. But now, oh my gosh, see the temple that ISKCON is building and type of people who are coming to Krishna consciousness, highly educated people in India. Most of the IITians are coming and becoming Krishna conscious brahmachari, living in temple, completely dejected the material desire, all those corporate people, and they have left everything and they are in Krishna consciousness and writing books and refining the teaching of Srila Prabhupada and making it, bold and going and talking to people all over the globe. So how big it has become, Prabhupada very patiently, with deep patience, he executed his service. So these are the good lesson for us to learn. We should very systematically do our service, whatever Krishna would desire, he'll give us. Very nice, very nice. So this is dharya. These two examples will tell you what is dharya. The next is tat tat karma pravartanat. Let somebody read this one.
tat tat karma pravartanat. Tat karma pravartanat bhakti means the enthusiastically and strictly follow all the principles that nourish success. Bhakti posat krama. Neglect or laxity in following them will check one's progress in bhakti. Prescriptions, vidhi, hearing, Sravan about Krishna and chanting Hare Krishna. Prohibition, Nisedha, no illicit sex, no mutilating, no gambling, no intoxication, and without material sense enjoyment for Krishna's pleasure.
So, a very important point. Tat tat karma pravartanat. One should take the limbs of bhakti. Okay. So right now we have this 9: Saranam Kirtanam Vishnu Smaranam Padasevanam Archanam Bandhanam Dasam Sakhyam Atma Nivedanam. So these are the 9 processes of bhakti. But this 9 will be unfolded by Rupa Goswami, Nectar of Devotion. And there we will learn that there are 64 anga, 64 limb of the bhakti. So bhakti is this body. Okay. Somebody asked last time what is anga. So bhakti is this body. So you call body. When you say body, you are saying eyes, nose, mouth, ears, hair, right? Tongue, genital, everything is there. Legs, thighs, shoulder, back, front, everything is body, right? So likewise, bhakti has 64 anga. And what does it mean? That if you are doing one of that thing, it's very important. Not everything is bhakti. Not this Bhakti Sastri should really conceptually make you very clear on your understanding what exactly we are doing, what I am doing here under ISKCON. Not everything is bhakti. Okay, whatever Rupa Goswami has mentioned, who he learned from Mahaprabhu, 64 anga, 64 limbs of bhakti. Okay, 64 anga. So he says tat tat karma pravartanat means bhakti poshak karma, acting on those activities which will nourish, poshak means nourish bhakti. Okay, and out of those 64 anga, 5 angas are very prominent, which normally devotee will tell. But you as a Bhakti Sastri student, you will learn all 64 anga. Okay, so first one normally you will hear people say that chant name of Krishna, chanting the name of Krishna, and then reading the book, reading the books that is talking about pastime of Krishna. Not all the books, book that talks about pastimes like Srimad Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita. Okay, so chanting, then reading the book, and then associating with devotee. Tattat karma pravartanat means this, associating with devotee, and also deity worship, worshipping deity. So everybody has deity at their house, and worship, using the process that is given, and then holy places, going to holy places, right? So these are the 5 prominent anga, but there are, you know, another 59 angas that we are normally not calling about. So we'll go through those 64 angas, limbs or types of or processes of bhakti in nectar of devotion. Okay, so bhakti means also following this vidhi and nishedha. So prescription is Swaranam Kirtanam, those angas, and nishedha, so 2 items. Okay, 2 things, not only doing the right thing. Okay, you have to do the right thing, but also you don't have to do the wrong thing. So following the 4 regulatory principle is what is being mentioned here, such as no illicit sex, no meat eating, no gambling, no intoxication. Now here is another thing, you cannot say that, I'll do the all prescription, but I'll continue doing gambling, I'll continue doing intoxication. No, this is not you who can make the process how to do bhakti. The bhakti is dharma, is coming from Krishna, Lord himself. Okay, so this is the process given by Lord, followed by his acharyas, his devotees, and we have to follow it. Dharmam tu sakshat bhagavata pranita. What is dharma? That has come from Lord himself. So you and I cannot say that I cannot do that. We should not say that. Okay, so there will be some vidhi and there will be some nishedha. Okay, so what is the vidhi and what is the nishedha? First we are going to see nishedha, and then after that we'll see vidhi, what we should not do and then what we should do. So please read this. Sangatyagat.
Sangatyagat. Sangatyagat, avoiding materialistic association. Undesirable association includes the company of karmis, jnanis, yogis, non-devotees, atheists, the opposite gender, womanizer, and pseudo-religionists. Ashta Sangatyaga, A. Vaishnava Acharya, Chaitanya Charitamrita 2:22-87. Even if one has all good qualities, if one is devoid of bhakti, those very qualities transforms into faults. So keeping such bad association at a safe distance, one should live with and adopt the way of pure devotees and execute the principle laid down by the acharyas, the 6 Goswamis. Bhagat Sani Vasa.
Yes, Bhakta Sanevas. Janama janama kari bhakta sangeva. Yes. Hariharaya nama. This comes there. Ichai gosai jar tare muve das. Tasabare padarenu. It comes like that. Muravila. Tadira charana kari bhakta saneva. Janama janama muraya vilas. Tadira charana kari bhakta sanevas, I'm praying at their feet. Feet of whom? 6 Goswamis. For what? They gave me the opportunity to associate with devotee. Very powerful. When we get into the association of devotee, Ramacharya has this problem, this Prabhu has that problem. No, just look at the feet and grab it. Grab the association. Doesn't have to physically show also. Sometimes in the material world, people only knows the things that you show. But no, not necessarily. No, that is also external. Internally, I'm indebted and I'm releasing. They say that Pipatam Bhagavatam Rasmalayam. You are drinking the nectar of the association, and very humbly, very. So yes, the association of the devotee that we get, the right-minded people, is gift from Krishna. Okay, so we should just get into it. But you would see that soon we develop a critical mind, because that is the nature of the material world. That is the nature of the Maya. That's how the Maya keeps us in her, bubble that she has created. Hey, why you are thinking this person is this person is this? Get out of here. Why I mean teaching that this person will no, anybody can save. You can save yourself. All you have to do is that be the servant, servant of living entity, servant of devotees. Practice pure devotion. That's what all the time, all the time. Don't worry too much about anything. Krishna is the doer ultimately, and he is the controller. Our endeavor is that we try our best to conduct ourselves as per the teaching. So Bhakti Sanevas, we have to learn to see the value of devotees, Shanga Tyagat, and we have to abandon the association of karmi, jnani, yogis, non-devotee, atheist, and opposite gender, womanizer, pseudo-religionist, and all of that. Because the people whose intent is not correct, the goal is not taking them to the pure devotion, then there is, anyavilasita, there is other desire that is driving them. So this is very powerful, Sangatyagat, and then Shatovriti. Okay, so please continue, Mataji.
Satovritti, following the previous acharyas. Satovritti means to adopt the good behavior and virtuous conduct of pure devotees in whom all good qualities reside. Renunciant devotees can beg little alms from many households, madhukari, like a bee taking nectar from many different flowers. Householders, devotee should sustain their lives in a way favorable to Vedic Varnashrama regulations. The Acharyas have expertly filled every moment of time with Krishna conscious activities, bhakti, without contamination by the three material modes. This is called Vishuddha Sattva, pure goodness, free from the tinges of passion and ignorance. Example, rise early in the morning, attend Mangalarti, read Srimad Bhagavatam, perform Kirtan, etc.
Hey, very nice. I think this, I should change it a little bit. This should say Asat Sangha. The spelling is wrong. It says Ast Sangha. So I need to change it to Asat Sangha Tyagi Vaisnavachar. And what is the quality of a TYG? The one who is ready to renounce the association of material minded people, they are Vaishnava. Okay, so very nicely, Satobriti have expertly, Acharyas have very expertly filled every moment of time with Krishna conscious activities without contamination by the three modes of material nature. Okay, this is high, but we should also aspire for it. This is called Vishuddha Sattva. Tragunya Vishaya Veda, Nastragunya Bhavarjuna. Go beyond these gunas. Prabhupada says how you do it. Get up early in the morning, go for Mangala Arati, read Srimad Bhagavatam from devotee, and whenever you get time, perform devotion. Okay, so with that, we are getting to the last slide. Anybody anything? before we get to the last one? Okay, so let's read this one. So we have gone through all of the 6 items, okay? We have gone through Utsaha, we have gone through Nishaya, Dhairyat, Tatat Karma Pravartanat, Sattvavriti, and then we have gone through Sangatyagat. Now we are going to see the summary. These are the summary slide. So let's go through it.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Please read.
Yeah, before reading, just it reminded me when you are explaining the Vidhi and Nishedha. So you always refer this verse, right? Smaratam Satatam Vishnu Vismatavyo na Jatichit Sarve Vidhi Nishedashur Etayor Eva.
Kimkar.
So the survey, that is the essence. By following the Vidhi, that is do's, and Nishedha, that are don'ts, then we are following these two. That is the essence, to remember always Vishnu or Krishna, right?
Yes.
So,
Yes.
okay,
Yes.
that reminded me when you are explaining.
So the another meaning is that you read that verse, Prabhu. Read that verse again.
Smartavya Satatam Vishnu.
Bismartavyana Jatusit. So that means always remember Krishna or Vishnu,
Never
and
forget.
Bismartavyana Jatusit, never forget him. Okay. Okay. Then read next line.
Sarve Vidhi Nishedashur Etayor Eva Kinkara.
Yes.
Kinkara.
So the meaning there is that Kinkara means servant. Okay. So all other vidhi, all other, do's and don'ts are servant of this one principle, which is Asmartavya Vishnu, Asmartavya Satatam Vishnu, Vismartavya na Jatashut. That is topmost goal. Okay, so everything else is subservient of that, which means everything else is designed to come to this stage. Are you following me, Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhu. To remember Krishna or Vishnu.
Yes, to remember Krishna and never forget Krishna. So it says Sranam, Mananam, Nididhyasnam, then Asmarnam. Okay, we'll talk about that since you asked about it, and I wanted to just explain it. So Sarvanam means hearing, and or Tatat Karma Pravartanat, engaging in the process of bhakti. All of that can come under Sarvanam, hearing, knowing about, getting the knowledge about Supreme Lord. And then Mananam, introspection is very important. Also, introspection is basically what I am doing. Am I doing right thing? Or you have to give some quiet time that I acted little in a mistakenly way. I should not do that. Reform. How can I do some rules and regulation within yourself? I should always try to cultivate that. Although I'm not doing it, but I should always try to see everyone as my master. I should try to adhere with the principle. Something I made mistake, tomorrow I'm not going to. This is refinement process. So Saranam, engage in the process of bhakti. And Mananam means introspecting, realizing where we are, where how I am and all of that. And then Nididhyasnam means implementing, really acting upon it. Prabhu was saying acharan, you were saying that can we preach? Yes, but Nididhyasnam is result. You being example is a result of your engaging in the devotional service and purification through the repentation or introspection. So once we have gone through this, then nididhyasnam comes. Then, or nididhyasnam means critically applying things that you have learned. Whatever you find through introspection, applying that. Oh, Sastri is saying that I should be humble. You also think that humility is needed, but you are not applying it, practicing it, and then finally it leads to the asmarnam. Asmarnam is the essence, and the verse that you cited is the essence. So, asmartavya satatam Vishnu vismartavya jatsut. Come to that stage where we are always remembering Krishna and never forgetting Krishna. And once we have achieved that, this is the highest, most principle. Everything else is kinkara, subservient to this principle. Okay, Prabhu, making sense?
Yes, Prabhuji. Yeah. Yeah,
The
thank you.
highest, most principle, if we can always remember Krishna, but we cannot. Try one day, see, introspection is also at the end of the day, you see, how long did I remember Krishna? How many activity did I do whole day? That was Krishna conscious activity. How directly I try to serve, all of that. So all other principle, it says, it's kimkara, is subservient to this one principle where one has come to that stage. So
Yeah.
subservient means this principle, other principles, the Vidhi and Nisheda will serve towards this highest most principle where
Mm.
we always remember Krishna and never forget Krishna. A good point. Thank you. Okay. Who is reading? Who was reading? You are reading, Prabhu?
Yeah, I can read, Prabhuji. Ultimate path. Engagement in bhakti is the life and soul of the living entity. It is desired goal and supreme perfection of human life. No fall
So
down.
Prabhupada is summarizing now, Prabhupada is summarizing, after going through all those 6 items, the last part of purport, Prabhupada is giving us a summary. So see the statements, very powerful. Ultimate path is engaging in the process of bhakti, making our life perfect. The human life is perfected not by becoming the, some CEO of a particular company or XYZ, follower on the YouTube or on Facebook or whatever it is. None of these will save. I might be a person who nobody knows, but I'm carrying Krishna in my heart all the time. Fully engaged and fully remembering Krishna, always as a pure devotee, acting as a pure devotee. Then you have achieved the perfection. Wow. Okay, Prabhuji, please.
These are all glories of the bhakti. Okay, Jai.
Yes.
No fall down. Devotees of Krishna will never fall down. Name bhaktya pranashyati. So this is a Bhagavad Gita. Lord Krishna says to Arjuna. So next one, no loss in bhakti. Even a little advancement in bhakti can protect one from the greatest danger. Neha vikramana sosti pratyavayona vidyate swalpamapyasya dharmasya trayate mahato bhayat. That is the verse. This one is. If one gives up material engagement due to material engagement to do bhakti only out of sentiment and falls after some time, there is no loss.
Yes, Prabhu.
Success guaranteed. Bhakti is so pure and perfect that that once one has begun it, one is forcefully dragged to ultimate success. Jai. Resume again. Although a fallen devotee may be born again in a low family, his bhakti will resume from where it left off, causeless and ceaseless. Bhakti is not the effect of any mundane cause, ahituki, nor can be terminated or permanently curtailed by any material interruptions, apratihata. trying to remember the verse, the Bhagavatam verse. Savai pumsam paro dharmo
Yes. Other bhakti.
adokshage ahaitiki apratihata
Apratihata.
mata yayatma
Yayatma suprasiddhati.
prasiddhati. So
Right.
that is the verse is referring here.
Good.
Good qualities automatically develops in the character of the devotee. All good qualities automatically develop in the character of a devotee. No material contamination. A devotee is not interested in any material activity. Jnanis, yogis, karmis, philanthropists, nationalists, etc., cannot be called Mahatmas. They are Duratmas. Mahatmanastu Mampat Daivim Prakriti Masida. No, different one, I think. Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhu. So you want to summarize, Prabhu, this part?
Yeah, so this is the glories of bhakti is very nicely explained. The first one, it says there is no fall down. Name bhakta pranashyati. So declare it boldly. Arjuna, Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna that Kaunteya pratijanihi name bhakta pranashyati. Very beautiful words, very powerful words. So he declares that my devotees never fall and never perish because they are my devotees. They are always under my protection. So we always see the very beautiful picture of Bhishma Dev leaving his, all the weapons when Krishna comes with a wheel in his hand to protect the Arjuna. So that is a beautiful picture, how he protects. Even he sacrifices his own promise also that he had made that he would not lift any weapon, but to protect the Arjuna, he lifted the weapon. So that is shows how compassionate towards his devotees. So they would never fall down. And in this bhakti, Neha Bikramana Sastri, we recited that verse. So there is no loss. It's completely anything, any little bit devotional service we perform, a Lord remembers, even not in this life. It explains in the next life also, it starts from that point. So there is no loss. And success also very guaranteed is very important, very nicely said here. Bhakti is so pure and perfect that once one has begun it, one forcefully dragged to ultimate success. So that is very nice to understand. At least if you come to Krishna consciousness, that itself, the success is guaranteed. So and all good qualities will be developed, and no material contamination. Devotee is not interested in any material activities, but he is always trying to serve the Lord in best possible way, so that he's always above the karmis and jnanis and philanthropists, because the activities that are performed in devotional service are akarmas. Those are transcendental. There is no bondage to those karmas. But any other karmas we do, maybe there may be bondage like philanthropists, nationalists. Looks good, feels good, but there is a bondage to those activities. But when it comes to the Krishna and devotional activities, those are all transcendental. So those are very nice, Prabhuji, how great the bhakti is in summarized very nicely here. Hare Krishna.
Yes. So Prabhupada, this particular verse, first he talks about bhakti. What is the goal of the bhakti, Uttama bhakti? Then he gives the process. Then he talks about how to do bhakti. Then he gets into these 6 sadvihir bhakti prasiddhati, the 6 vidhi, that one has to do, which is utsaha, nashya, dharya, tat karma parvantate. Then associating with the devotee and rejecting the sangatyagat satovriti, sadvihir bhakti prasiddhati. And then after talking those 6 points, he talks what are the benefit. Hey, don't you think that you are getting into some mundane activity? Okay, this is the ultimate goal of your life, the human's life. And then there is no fall down, no loss in this process. Success is granted. Even if you don't complete in this life, you will get a chance. This is very important. We accumulate a lot of wealth, a lot of money, a lot of education. Can we carry that with us next life? Can we carry that? What is the answer?
No.
No, right? But bhakti we can carry. Whatever bhakti we have done in this life, it will go to next life. And one who is engaged. So Prabhupada says very nicely, quoted, this bhakti is ahituki. Now ahituki part is very difficult at this point to understand. I'll just hold it. Yadrikshaya, bhakti is yadrikshaya. How even living entity gets chance to do bhakti. Ahituki. And once we have started bhakti, then apratihata. It's not going to be a stop. Nothing can siege it. All of you will ultimately see Krishna. Okay, how quickly you want to see, that's up to you. But you have initiated the process, you have done some bhakti, so at due course of time, Krishna will make sure that you get there. And then Prabhupada is saying that asasya bhaktir bhagavati akinchana sarvaira gunas tatra samasate suraha. Shura means demigod and all the saintly quality. So the one who is engaged in bhakti, in that person all the good quality automatically comes. No meat eating, is it not a good quality? We don't see quality in a devotee. Please tell me yes or no. Is it good quality or not a good quality?
Yes, Prabhuji. It's a good quality.
Yeah, somebody who
Yes.
is not eating meat, what do you think? Staying in America, every hotel every restaurant you go, they serve meat. But they don't eat meat. No illicit sex, no gambling, no intoxication. Sometimes I go out, I have a bag. I carry everything in my bag. Go sprinkle the water. So some of this, why I have to do it? This is not good quality. Is it good quality? So Bhagavatam says that the one who is engaged in process of bhakti, sarvair gunas tatra samasate sura. All the good quality automatically comes. Slowly, slowly, slowly. Everything will come. And then all the material contamination that is there is going to go out. So very powerful, powerful verse that we just went through. And before I switch to next verse, anybody has anything? We have still some time, so I can at least read the translation of this verse before we adjourn. But anybody has any question before we, anything on verse number 3 before we go to verse number 4? That's the point. Devotees, anything anybody would like to ask? Okay, so answer is no, right? So we are going to now get into verse number 4. And verse number 4 talks about 6 loving exchanges. So there should be loving exchange also between the devotee to build the bonding, right? And what is that? Let's see. Dadati, patigrahanati, guhyam akhyati, prikshati, bhunkate, bhojate chaiva, sadvidhim, pritilakshanam. These are the words that normally, we always carry in back of our mind. That how the love is shared among devotees in their association, which is a good association. In good association, how the love is shared. Dadati. Offering gift. Dadati means to give. Give gift. Giving gift to devotee. It's very important. And then pratigrihnati. Accepting gift also. If somebody gives, Prabhu, please have a glass of water. You should try to also take some water. If somebody is giving with love and devotion, because you are engaging that person in devotion. If you think that you are little senior and you have you have more understanding of bhakti, then it's, if the person is devotee, for sure, sometimes we don't accept the things from person who are not in devotional service. So, but this is being talked among the devotee. So offering gift, accepting gift, okay. And this third one, Guhyam Akhyati, very, very important. Do bhakti with mentor, somebody who is senior, somebody who is more stable in the process of bhakti, somebody who has done the bhakti over many years. We take their guide. We don't, look at that problem as a faulty person. And if the person tells me something to do, then we try to do it, follow the instructions. Okay, so Guhyama Khyati means reveal the mind. I'm feeling envious about somebody, I'm feeling jealousy about somebody, somebody told me something that is, shaking my feeling, understanding. And then it's nice to have someone, advanced devotee, who can reveal your mind. Can you please help me understand why this is happening with a good intent? So revealing the mind, telling your mind if you have some suffering, some stress, some tension about something, there should be a confidential devotee who you rely upon. So that is also prescribed here for one to do. And then prikshati. So guhyam guhyam means confidential. Asking your things in a very confidential way, and also seeking, asking, and guhyam means telling, and prikshati, inquiring, revealing the mind, and prikshati, inquiring. And then bhunkate. Bhunkate refers to eating. Eating together. Eating or accepting prasadam together, right? After feast or any festival, you all get the plate and we come together and eat, right? Bhunkate, bhojate chaiva, and feeding others. So getting fed and feeding others. These are the sadvidhim. These six are pretty lakshanam, symptoms of love. Symptoms of love among devotees. So these are the six things we should do. Offer gift, accept gift, reveal our mind in confidence, and inquire. Tadvid panipatina pariprasnena sunaya. Pariprasnena, asking something, right? With in confidence. And then eating or feeding. So these are the six items. These are the symptoms of love among devotees. Anything before we move to the next topic? So let's start reading it. We can read maybe this slide and then we'll be done. Please read somebody.
Dadati pradigrihnati, lovingly giving what other devotee require, lovingly accepting those items mercifully given. Dadati principle set by Srila Rupa Goswami. 50% of the income in service of Krishna and devotees, 25% of income for relatives, 25% for personal emergencies. Continue, Prabhuji.
Yes, Mataji, just continue. We'll finish this one.
Okay. Duyam Atyati Prachati, revealing to devotees to one's confidential realizations, inquiring and hearing their confidential realization. An experienced devotee explains and an inexperienced devotee listens. One should inquire about Krishna consciousness. Bhunkte Bhojayati Chaiva, lovingly serving devotees prasada and accepting prasadam from them. Prasadam distributed by a devotee to maintain the spirit of bhakti must be accepted as Lord's grace received through the pure devotees. We should also invite devotees, offer them prasadam, and please them.
Yes. So we should always uh, invite devotees, or if somebody comes and if you get opportunity, try to host, try to serve that pure soul, and by serving, you will you will definitely get their mercy, their blessing. You will see that devotee does that, and we should do that. Whenever we get the opportunity, we should. Because bhakti is a hetuki, you cannot force. Doesn't matter how much good quality you have, you cannot. The good quality cannot automatically generates into the bhakti. Bhakti, Brahmand Brahmitya Kono Bhagwan Ji, Guru Krishna Prasada Par Bhakti Lata Base. Bhakti comes from Guru, which is, you know, spiritual master and devotees, and Krishna. So Krishna normally we don't have access to. So it comes from devotee. I remember once I was still, starting going to temple. I was going to school, and I had some understanding, but I was not regularly chanting. One devotee, one person who was very, very fixed in devotional service, and my service was to on Sundays help with cooking. So I was not initiated, so I cannot cook, but I was just helping them. And one day he was very happy because on every Sunday I would go there, and I just liked, staying around devotee. So I served all the way, and then in night we were washing all the pots and everything else. And as I am done, he came and he just hugged me. He said that I'm very happy, Ram Pandit. My name is Ram. I'm very happy that you are doing this service. It's very nice. He just hugged me. That hug, I still feel the warmth of that hug. And honestly, dear devotees, that changed. That has huge impact. I don't know how I felt about that. So, bhakta, sometimes we don't understand this thing, okay? But your bhakti is coming from bhakta. If somebody is very appreciative of you, if somebody is engaging you in devotional service, it's just the mercy. Don't you think that, oh, he's trying to take his work done? What work is there? It's all Krishna's work. So see that way. It's just the mercy, just the blessing. Be a beggar. Seek from the devotee. And whatever service they ask you to do, you just do it and please them. If they're very pleased, they will shower, they'll give you a lot of blessing. I'm very happy. Thank you so much doing for it. I'm your servant, like that. All of that thing is very good, very good. So developing a good mood of bhakti, is very important. Very, very important. So we'll talk about these verses next week also very quickly. I'll just try to give you a little bit more understanding on this Dadati Pratigranati and then Guhyam Akhyati. Guhyam Akhyati Prikshati. So 2 and 2, 4 is already gone. Bhungte Bhojate Chaiva, 6, all 6 are here. So these all 6 are very much, uh, covered here. So we'll get into some other part of the purport. But anybody has any questions based upon the discussion that we had today? We talked about verse number 3 and we talked about some part of verse number 4, and we'll continue in next class. So these are very critical points that in and out we see in our dealings day in, day out. And if you understand these things very nicely, then your dealing, your behavior, your mood will be very much aligning with these teachings. Okay, you'll be not acting as an ordinary person. You'll be always thinking. Maybe somebody will understand, somebody will not understand. That's a different thing. But you yourself will be always, aligned with these principles. That's called value system. You are trying to sync yourself with the value system. So very, very important. Nectar of Instruction has only 11 verses, but these verses are very, very powerful, very critical, very applicable. So I'm open to answer any questions anybody has. before
Prabhuji,
we
one
get.
question. Yeah, Prabhuji, one question. Especially personally, I feel like that traveling is a kind of culprit to bring the devotional service lower. That's what I feel like personally. So, how any practical ways to bring it back to the um, to the mainstream, and how what are the steps, practical steps? We talk about the enthusiasm. So how we bring it back with the full conviction after this kind of long trips associated with the different things.
Prabhu, it's very much depending on your stage of consciousness. Everything is opportunity. Okay, so everything you can see as an opportunity. I can give you a very simple example that I don't get much time to read, and reading is my one of the area that I like working on. I like reading Prabhupada's books, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur books, Bhakti Vinod Thakur's writing, other Acharya's writing. And when I'm flying, I'll read. So I have lot of books on my iPad here. All I do is that I read books and books. Even for 1.5 hours flying, I'll just memorize the verses, take one verse and memorize, understand the Sanskrit meaning, and all of that, because that gives me time to. There is nothing going on. 2 hours I'm just blocked. I'll use it. So it's very much up to most of the flying when I do, I chant. I always carry one jacket. I'll just cover myself, and then I have chanting bag inside. I'll just know nothing to do with anybody. I'll just again Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, silently, quietly. So it's up to you, Prabhu. Every moment, every minute you can use for devotional service. And that part you have to learn. That part you have to pray to Guru and Krishna to give you the intelligence. If like ordinary person we start sightseeing and this and that, then there's a distraction. But we can take that time and engage in bhakti. It's pretty good. So again, they say that knife has two purpose. If thief will take the knife, they will steal. They will make somebody threaten and say, "Hey, give me your $100, I'll kill you." But doctor will treat the disease, right? So knife is not a problem, Prabhu. Yukt Bharagya, nothing. In the material world, it's very important. Traveling is one of the example, Prabhu. There are many things, even at your house, you can be equally disturbed than going outside. So this material world is designed like that. You cannot solve the problem of the material world. Sri Sanatana Bhatta Raghunath, Sri Gopal Bhatta Raghunath, they are my idol. Those six Goswamis, they are like, I always, meditate on them very seriously. Every morning when I get up, I start with them. Six Goswamis, Prabhu, when they were Goswamis in Vrindavan, at that time, Mughal emperor was ruling over India. Do you know that, right? Prabhu, you have to say yes, no.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes. And Mahaprabhu, when he was on this planet, there was Kaji, Chand Kaji, and all of that. But, Prabhupada, Mahaprabhu taught about pure bhakti. And six Goswamis taught about pure bhakti. They didn't, distracted their energy trying to solve the problem of the material world. Okay. So it doesn't matter how is the surrounding, okay, how is the situation around you, it's you yourself who have to use best out of it. Prabhupada said, best of the bad bargain. Okay, so practical means syncing with the teaching, but if you deviate, if you try to enjoy like other people, then it's not good. Now somebody may say that it's very hard for me to control myself, then that person is still not, that person has not made sufficient advancement. That's okay. That person, with the due course of time, Krishna will empower. But for serious devotee, all the sannyasis that you have, your Guru Maharaj, my Guru Maharaj, how many days they are staying at one place? Always flying, always here, there, all this, jet lag. I go in India 6 days. I would be sleeping. But my Guru Maharaj will go there, and next day he will give class. In 2 hours there is classes. So Prabhu, it's all how we are tuned with the energy of Supreme Lord, how closely we are connected with Krishna, and how we are utilizing the opportunity, and that is the real test, Prabhu. So not to be distracted, not to be somebody who is pseudo, don't be pseudo, paka, I have full 100% dedication with Supreme Lord, and whatever Krishna is asking me to do, I'll do. Nothing happens without his blessing. Utsaha, Nishad, Dharya, Tatat Karma Pravartanat. The same thing that we just went. Apply this. I'll be enthusiastic. I have confidence that Krishna understands where I am and all of that. I'm not going to do anything wrong. I'll do right thing. All of that teachings put together, and everything is an opportunity, Prabhu. Everything is opportunity for you to become more Krishna conscious. Use that opportunity. Whatever is given to you, whatever is coming in your way, take it and learn from it. You know, that is what needed. That will make you a mature devotee. Krishna is working through you. You know that, right?
Yes.
Krishna, he's working with you. Okay, Krishna works with all of his devotee, and depending on where that person he or she is, he will give the challenges. So that slowly and slowly, you go up. So the challenges of the life should not for us to make failure, but for us to make the lessons. And there is tons and tons of challenges, Prabhu. We will have to accept that. But then in every challenge, you have to learn the lesson out of it and go beyond it.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for explaining these things. Very nice points. Thank you.
Nothing can disturb Prabhu who has taken the shelter of Krishna. This is also test of the faith, Prabhu, Are you staying on the path or you are? So not to worry. Just don't drop in the middle of way. Most of us came to Krishna consciousness after getting married. We have sons and daughters to take care. So take care of them. That's also bhakti. Do as a bhakti. That as a bhakti. Taking care of sons, daughter, wife, making sure that wife is happy. Everything else is happy. I'm taking care of everybody else. I'm doing my service to them and service to Krishna. So some of these things, it's called harmonization. We have to harmonize the learning that we have gained. And the harmonization comes how practically you can put the learning. That's what makes you, advanced and matured. So we have to be very advanced, not very advanced, but we have to be very mature. Advancement is definitely something that Guru Krishna knows, but very mature, dealing with the situation very maturely and understanding the goal and acting towards it. This verse is very helpful for that part.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Prabhuji. Very helpful.
Anything? Haribol Mataji, Klauti Radha Mataji, I see you are here. You have anything, Mataji, you want to share?
No, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. How are you, Prabhu?
Good.
Yeah.
Soumya Mataji, you were very quiet. Anything?
I'm good, Prabhu. Thank you. It was like nice discussion and class.
You want to hear something from you? Okay, Veena Mataji, we are good.
Yes, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, I was
Santa
just
Mata, yeah.
I was thinking to do all the prescribed for bhakti, start with as you get up in the morning and till it takes 2 hours to actually perform all the activities that is prescribed. So especially for people like working people who have to take care of, you know, other things as well, and then go to office. How do they perform all these things? I know
Yes,
you all do
Mataji.
it. I know you all do it, but
Yes, Mataji. So you have to again carve your time, and you have to plan your day. Always see what you have tomorrow, and then plan for it. Like for example, I had to go to the Mangalarti. Normally, even I don't have to go. I try to get to the bed latest by 9:30. But when I was doing less service, I would read until 11 night, and then I would go to bed. But when I started taking up more services, and I felt that I have to get up in the morning regularly, I changed my schedule. So I have so many diaries. This diary, if you look at, you will see that there are so many graph and curve. So this mananam that I told you is not just I told you, okay? This is all the learnings of the Sastra, okay? You'll see here, I just write it and I introspect that what is my problem, what are the things that I have to focus on. I know, what are the uh, things I cannot be everything, okay? I cannot do everything. Krishna consciousness has so many things to do. So what can I do? Where is my strength? How can I, all of that you have to do. Not this one. I have so many diaries, Mataji, I can show you that is filled up. And all most of the item is trying to answer the questions like that you are asking. This is second diary, okay? Same thing you will see. Tons and tons of write up. So is these things it depends how serious you are about Krishna consciousness, right? What is priority in your life? Okay. They say that this is the business teaching, that you have a small pebbles, you have sand, you have dust, and you have big rocks. So how you do it? First you put the rocks, then you can put a small pebbles, then you can put dust, and everything else can come. So seriousness in devotional service means very well knowing your surrounding, where I am positioned, what are the people around me, what is my goal. At the end of the day, I'm sadhaka. I might be this service I have to do, that service I have to do that. These services are given by guru, sadhu, saintly person. But at the end of the day, I'm sadhaka. That should not be forgotten. Whatever it is, I cannot live by chanting, my reading, my respect for the devotee, whatever capacity I'm serving, but I'm a sadhaka. So some of these things you have to carve the time out of busy thing and think about it. Be organized. Okay, tomorrow I have to go for Mangalarti. Tomorrow I have to do this decoration service. It's going to be whole day long service. Then plan for that. Don't overcommitment. Don't do overcommitment for something that you cannot do. But if you commit for something, be there. So all of that is your dedication. Planning, planning, planning. Okay, I have some uh, uh, 5 or 4 letters verbiage, abbreviation, that I cannot remember everything. So I summarize everything like PACS, PACKS. I have a purpose for that. So whenever I am, I'll remember PACKS. So PAC has a meaning for me. ACKS has meaning for me. I can tell you if you want, like that. ACP, ACT. When I give class, I have to be like that. So these are some of the things you have to be very, very organized. If you want to really practice Krishna consciousness in a very serious way, you have to know everything. You cannot do in a very unorganized way. Otherwise, you'll you will at some point there'll be too much stress and you will fall. You have to also know where you stand, how much stress you can handle, how much Krishna has given situation around you. Okay, so this is being realistic. Really assess your situation. Okay, where Krishna has presented you, and don't go so beyond that it becomes detrimental for you. Okay, my situation is right now that I can only do this much. Okay, I'll only do this much, and be consistent. So all of these things, there are so many elements. I'm just trying to give you the glimpse. So you have to be very, very organized, very organized. And then, people don't know me. I don't tell people literally because they have never asked me. But you will see, on my iPad also, I have so many rules and regulations that I have written for myself, which I don't tell to others. And I have 15 minutes every day where I take the time to go through that, introspections, the write up that I have done, because I'm so busy and I can start acting in a way which is not how I want to act, right? So all of that, Mataji, you have to plan. If it takes 2 hours for you to get up your service, then that is your topmost priority. Chanting is my topmost priority. So that how I'm going to do. How can I move things around so that the 2 hours chanting I must do? You know. So these are. Am I making sense to you, Mataji?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Planning, very important. Don't overexert yourself and then find out that 3 days you cannot do certain thing. I sometimes, I also do my like that. Sometimes I go beyond my planning, but still, as soon as I come to the, you know, whenever I become alone, I go back to my write up and I look at, okay, I was supposed to be doing like that. Some of these things, your good side, your bad side, what are the things you can do. I cannot do everything for Krishna, as I said in the beginning. So I can do teaching. I'm not, preparing myself too much on something else, you know. But I know teaching that I'm doing is not accidental. It's part of my plan because okay, I am educated person, I have a PhD, I am research type of mindset, so I should focus on education, shastric education. So I this is one of the service that I have chosen. Nobody told me that you should be doing this education thing. In the beginning it was me. I liked it, I wanted to be in that area. Kirtan is the area where I know mridanga, I know kartal, harmonium, all the instruments I know I can play. So that's the area that I can focus on. Like that, there are certain area. I'm not. If there is something which is beyond of my purview, then I will crack. I will not do good there. Then it's not good. So don't be pseudo. Be very, 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 very realistic. Okay, Mataji, you have some strength and use that strength in service of Krishna. My rule of thumb is that what is the service that I do day in, day out, day in, day out, day in, day out, and I'm still releasing it. I'm not getting tired. What is the service? Preaching. I can tell you. If you ask me to preach from morning to evening, I'll keep on preaching and I will not get tired. Keep on quoting citation from here and there and there and there. But if you ask me to do the decoration service, although I have a skill, but after 2 hours I'll get tired. Okay, so you have to also find your niche. Very confidential. I'm going a little beyond. You have to find your niche. Where is the area where you can serve Krishna to the most and still you'll be enthusiastic and you would like to serve? Those are the area where you should serve. But there are certain, because we are human being, we have limitations, we have certain taste, we have certain personality. Somebody likes cooking, somebody like deity worship, somebody like reading, somebody like writing, somebody like decoration. So you have to know where you are and then take that service. You'll keep on doing, you will be doing too much. People will say, oh, how you are doing it. But that's you. It's built in you. It's not going to be problem for you. So those are the things you have to plan and think and be very, Prabhupada said that Krishna consciousness should be practiced with cautious and intelligence. Okay, so intelligence part is there too. Mataji, making sense? I showed a lot of things. If you want to talk to me about some of these things later, we can talk. Okay, I'll give you some more insight. It will help you. But this is very critical question that you are
Thank you,
asking.
Prabhuji. Yeah.
But these things will make sense only when you will listen. and he will listen and he will try to follow. You know, he'll have, okay, Prabhu is saying that because how he is doing everything that he is doing, because organization is very, very important. Managing your time very nicely, very expertly, very important. Santa
Hare
Mataji, is it
Krishna. Yeah.
accidental? Yes.
No, not accidental, Prabhu, intentional. uh, Hare Krishna, Prabhu, it's very
Yes,
nice,
Mata.
the practical tips. So you're saying the 2 points. One, as a sadhaka, some of the things you must do. It doesn't matter whatever it is in a day. And then our service, what is are most interested in, right, Prabhu? So as a sadhaka, so the first always the top priority is chanting. Yes, we need to complete our 16 rounds or whatever the rounds of chanting. And what else, Prabhu? And we have to read and write. Read also as a compulsory activity where we need to be part of. Or
Right. So, like 5 things normally we say we have to follow bhakti, right? So do things which are within the purview of bhakti. That's another thing. So, for example, chanting. Chanting you have to do. So chanting is your priority, right? Reading should be your priority. That's also anga of the bhakti. So I said that. But now if you try to technically connect that, oh, chanting is the bhakti. Number one work that we have to do is chanting. Reading is number two, right? So chanting is there, two, reading. Third is associating, going to the temple, doing some menial services, in the association of a devotee. And deity worship, having deity at your house and worshiping deity like that. So these are basically the things that we are doing is within the purview of bhakti, within the anga of bhakti. Okay, but then all I'm trying to say is that for you to be consistent and enthusiastic, you might prefer certain thing over certain thing. So for now, you go with your preference. That's what I'm saying. But also at some point, there is nothing that you choose. If your spiritual master tells you that you have to do this, or some senior devotee tells that, Prabhu, I think you should do it, then take that as their mercy. Strength will come from them. They will, when they say something to you, they're giving their strength also. These are some of the fine line in the bhakti that we normally don't see. So if somebody senior tells Prabhu, you do that, do it. Because it's coming with their strength. It's not the word. Prabhupada was told by his spiritual master, hey, you young man, why don't you go and preach in English? Prabhupada took that as a statement for lifelong, and see how it turned up. So Mataji, when some devotee, serious senior devotee tells you something, don't look at the, oh, I don't have to follow him because he's not, of my kind or this and that. No, if he's telling you something, it's coming, as an order. He's connected with Prabhupada. It's not ordinary instruction. So these are the things it will take time to understand. It's not mundane instruction that somebody is telling that Prabhu, can you bring a glass of water? No. If devotee tells, Ramacharya, I want you to do this. Yes, Prabhu, I'll do it. Know that the strength is coming to that person. Okay. So choice is there too. But at some point, if somebody will tell you also to do something, you do it. Do it, why? Oh, Prabhu has given me this instruction. This instruction is not ordinary instruction. If you take it in the right mood, it comes with the strength. And that service will make you glorious because you are following the instruction. I would love to follow the instruction that being whimsical. Okay. So in the beginning, for sure, or there are free time. In that free time, you do have to customize based upon your choice and design and interest. But at some point, you have been serving, and somebody picks you up. Prabhu, I want you to do it. Then you have to follow that order too. So these are some of the things that little difficult to understand. It's not like ABC, but these are the depth of Krishna consciousness, application of Krishna consciousness, how you see things. Okay. And with maturity, you will be able to understand this and adjust it and do the right thing. Okay, Mataji?
Sure, Prabhu. Hare.
So be, try to be a good holder. They say that if you pour the water in a palm, how much water you can hold? How much water you can hold? But if you turn yourself, like a glass, then so devotees are pouring mercy. Okay, and how they pour mercy, by their instruction. Okay, they will say that I order you to do this. That's their mercy. Their mercy. Take it. Yes, I'll do it. You are holding it. They'll keep on pouring, pouring, pouring. Don't disconnect. Stay. So these are some of the secret of success in Krishna consciousness. Gopi Bharta Upadakam Layur Das Das Anudas. All I am is a servant. And how I serve? I serve through devotee. I don't go just stand in front of Krishna. Krishna Balaram, I see that. Krishna Balaram, no, Prabhupada. Prabhupada, go and touch the Prabhupada's feet, senior devotees' feet. They will take me to Krishna. If they think that I'm qualified, they will say that Krishna here is the person for you. So some of these things, since you are part of the Bhakti Sastri student, that's also my responsibility to nurture the right mood, the right understanding of Krishna consciousness, so that we grow in a very profound way. Okay? Is it good enough, Santa Mataji?
Yes, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Okay, so I think it's 12:35. Let's adjourn here. Thank you so much for your time and discussions. Satyanarayan Prabhu, you are so quiet. What happened? Good?
Yes, Prabhuji, all good, Prabhuji.
Okay, thank you. So can you do the Vaishnava Pranams?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Please do that.
Panchakalatovyasya kripa sindur evitya patitanam pavnebhyo vaishnavyo namo namah. Antikoti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai.
Jai, Symbol Bhakta Vrind ki jai. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.